And welcome back to this special edition of the Pregame Show, this July 1, 2021 edition, historic day, if you will, with Florida A&M of Bethune-Cookman joining the SWAC, as well as legislation going into effect around the country for quite a few states for name, image, and likeness, erstwhile NIL. But before we go any further, I definitely wanted to stop and pause, Neely, a Jackson business icon, patriarch, if you will, of Jackson's business, passed away today. And I wanted to give you the honors in terms of shouting out that family.
Sure, man. You know, that last commercial that ran there was one of our sponsors, Stamps Superburger, right there on Dalton Street, Staple in West Jackson. And Mr. Stamps, Reverend Stamps, the senior, if you will, just a pillar in the West Jackson community beyond, built a place where he was feeding, many of the kids in the neighborhood. And they're all adults now, some even beyond adults, grandparents, and now grandkids are coming there. And so he did pass away today. So just our prayers and our hearts go out to the Stamps family, to Phil, Al, you get the name and everybody, Susan. You don't want to miss, siblings, to even PJ Jr., Phil Jr., as they call him, who's running the business now. Just a wonderful family, wonderful, iconic business, right down the street from Jackson State University. So, shout out to the Stamps family, man, and our prayers and concerns are with you, and anything that the Pregame Show to do and the Jackson State family can do, our arms are around you.
No doubt about it. Many of us were raised on Stamps Superburgers, being that landmark within the West Jackson community, and like you said, right down the street from Jackson State. So definitely, we share our condolences with the Stamps family.
And Chuck, you just think about that business right there, Black business. Has never shied away from being a Black business, has never shied away from its support and love of Jackson State University, its hiring of Jackson State students. Whether it was when Sylvester Zip Code Stamps was running the ball or Sean Gregory was throwing it, Stamps couldn't pay them for a commercial. Stamps couldn't have a poster up right there on Dawson Street saying, "Hey, Sean Gregory eats here. You should too, Tiger fans." Right. That just goes to show you how this space has now opened up for businesses right outside the door. Businesses, and again, starting with a business that treats you right, starting with brands that are loyal to you. You don't have to, go out there and recreate the wheel to these student athletes. Look at who you're spending money with and see if they'll spend money with you. And if they don't, adjust your spending. And that goes for our alumni bases as well. Now that we're out there and you talk about that leveling the playing field, now that we're out there in this space and you're going to have Jackson State students, participating in marketing and branding, we have to look at those products that have put their faith in them and make sure that we support those products as it fit in our lives. And we need to shy away from those products that don't. It's really just that simple. This is an economic strategy. This is economic empowerment. This is economic opportunity. And God bless these kids, man, and this opportunity they have that generations before them fought for that did not have. And we all got to shoulder to the grindstone and help them be successful.
No doubt about it. One of the comments here that I'm getting texted now is, Neely, touch on again what this means for the HBCU athlete, because this is an HBCU show. This is the Pregame Show, Jackson State University show. But what does it mean for the HBCU athlete to take advantage of name, image, and likeness? A lot of the national ink, if you will be on the Power Fives. But what does it mean for our HBCU athletes, especially within the SWAC, within the MEAC, within the CIAA, within the SIAC?
Yeah, I think, Chuck, and y'all forgive me, I'm putting a charger cord in there so y'all get to see the magic of a live show.
Live show, baby.
So we'll act like that didn't happen. I think, Chuck, that this opportunity, and I don't say this lighthearted. I understand the gravity of what I'm saying. This opportunity that we have July 1st, 2021, mirrors the opportunity we had in October 1877. So when you look at what Jackson State opening its doors meant to students, this deal means just as much to student athletes in any HBCU space, because what it is giving you in a word is opportunity. Is it putting money in your pocket? No. Is it, changing your life? No. But it is giving you the opportunity to do those things. And through that opportunity and taking care of your business, the main thing, the world opens up. You talk about a playing field being leveled. If you do your job and you keep the main thing, and you keep your social image, your brand attractive to entities that want to associate their product or services with you. There is no limit to the earning potential that you can have as a college student, regardless of sport, regardless of location, regardless of size of the conference you play in. It's going to be all about you and what you do. So I would encourage all HBCUs out there to study up, learn up, be patient, look for these opportunities as they come. I would encourage our alums out there, support these student athletes with wise counsel. We have a lot of people, in the agency space, and marketing is different from being a registered agent of, say NFL or something.
Sure.
Let's give these guys wise counsel. Let's give them what we didn't have and what we've learned the 30, 40 years we've been out of school, so they can maximize this opportunity, because it's about maximization. So they can learn and avoid mistakes in the early on process. And that's why I started with, shift your Instagram page to a business. Clean up your posts, go back and delete some stuff. Stop posting nonsense, because you may throw 5 touchdowns in a game, but Wendy's is not going to want you and their hamburger next to 2 guys fighting at the club or some girls twerking, at the party. And I have nothing against twerking, by the way. Let's put that there. But if we talk about brand consciousness, people will avoid those kind of things. So you have to do your job, but you have to make sure you're presenting an image that is attractive to the brand that you're trying to partner with. So to that question or comment about what this means for HBCUs, just a wonderful opportunity. I see on the TV back there, not this second, but earlier we were on Tim O'Neill, the golfer from Jackson State, was being spotlighted at the Rocket Mortgage tournament that he's playing in right now. Mm-hmm. This would have meant to Tim.
Yeah, exactly.
25 years ago.
Exactly.
What this would have meant to Shasta Avery Hart when she was playing golf at Jackson State. What this would have meant to Lindsey Hunter when he was playing basketball. Now, I want you to understand something about the 3 people I just named, y'all. They did their jobs.
Yeah.
They weren't just, on a team or student athlete. They maximized their opportunity. And I think if you keep the main thing, the sky's the limit.
And I think you touched on something there in terms of course, we're going into this fall 2021 football season, but this is an opportunity for student athletes across the board to get some economic opportunity, if you will, in terms of the way they market themselves and the way they brand themselves. You have a picture of one of the most iconic characters in movies, the erstwhile Jerry Maguire behind you.
Oh, yeah.
Show me the money.
Show me the money.
And you have laid out, I think, quite a few bullet points, if you will, in terms of how athletes should now market and present themselves. And I think another one that you touched on in terms of the civil rights aspect of it, market and brand yourself with who loves you. So I think that those are great points that you put out.
Yeah. And I love Black people, man. We're on the Black College Sports Network. I love Black, I love college, I love sports, I love networking. All those words work for me. And I think that's the same thing that these student athletes have to be guided and coached and mentored into doing. Start there. Where do you spend money? Before July 1st, where were you shopping? Next time you shop there, say, hey, man, what do y'all think about, me doing some endorsements for y'all? And if they're not interested, man, find you somewhere else to shop. They're not selling something that you can't buy somewhere else.
Sure.
So why would you buy it from somebody who does not reinvest in you? And maybe you're not the person they want to invest with. So it's not so personal, but in a global space. So if you're in the SWAC and they ain't investing in the SWAC, if you're at Jackson State and they're not investing in Jackson State athletes, if you play this sport or that sport, not doing it, man, find you somewhere else to do business. It is literally just that simple. And that's with all professional services, Chuck. If you've had a guy cutting your yard for 10 years and now your church is having a fundraiser come up and you say, hey, man, when you donate $25, you say, no, I can't do it. And you've been paying him $50 a week for 10 years to cut your grass. He can't, man, find your new yard, man. It is the same thing with this. Invest in people who reinvest with you. Take those economic opportunities and maximize them because this is going to bode well for our student athletes in the long run. And I'll say this to our student athletes, something they need to hear before they start making this extra change. You need to give something back to where you got it from too. So if you're a student athlete at Jackson State University, you don't have to wait till you graduate to give to the Alumni Association. If you're a student athlete at Jackson State and you're making money through marketing, you don't have to wait to donate to the foundation, to the athletic program. Reinvest in yourself as well. We all have to turn these dollars over in our communities at Jackson State, in our greater HBCU space, because the playing field is becoming more and more leveled. There's going to be some unique opportunities for bigger conferences, bigger schools, but that does not erase or mitigate the opportunity that you have right before you. Maximize your opportunity.
I tell you what, Neely, great place to put a bow on this conversation with regards to this historic day. Jackson State University, I want to remind all of our fans out there, season tickets are on sale for the fall 2021 football season, the new era, if you will, the Coach Prime era here in the fall 2021 season. Tickets can be purchased through Ticketmaster or the Jackson State Ticket Office, 601-979-2420. Our home schedule, Delta State, comes up, and that is the first home game, if you will. Me and Neely, we have to get ready for that first home game.
Yeah, man.
Go back to the first game, Orange Blossom Classic, 65 days away. Taking a look at the home schedule, Alabama State. That is the homecoming game. Bethune-Cookman, they come to Jackson this season. Texas Southern, they come to Jackson this season. And our final game at home.
There's that pause. You did it again because you want me to say opt out you. You set it up every time. You pause. Now, when you said all them other schools, you didn't take a breath, but you get to the last game of the season and you go, because you want me. It's Nathan Justin. You want me on that wall, Chuck. You need me on that wall. So I will say it, the last game of the year at home versus opt out you.
I tell you what, Daly, I had to throw you a softball there.
You always do. It's the Grapefruit League, man. We're just getting ready. But hey, speaking of shout out, speaking of economic empowerment, got to shout out our sponsors. Got a couple of day ones that are on this episode. Of course, the Black College Sports Network that we broadcast from that makes this all possible. Go out there and download their new app because there are shows in different HBCU spaces, different spaces of Black interest, Black culture. And you can get them all on that app, including the Pregame Show. Shout out to Chambers and Gaylord Law Firm right here in Jackson, Mississippi. Can't forget the Project Architect. Oh, Amber's with us, man. Yeah, Amber Slaughter. And it's good to see people investing in this program as we invest back in Jackson State and get the word out about what we're about. So always got to plug those sponsors that are located around the screen. And
one last shout out, I want to definitely thank all the fans who have given us so much support since we started back at that Edward Waters game, February 21st, all the way up until now. I tell you what, you have been there for us, and it has not gone unnoticed. We are so appreciative that you have opened up your computers and your smartphones, if you will, to the Pregame Show. So as always, for my partner, Neely, Charles Bishop, it's the Pregame Show here on the Black College Sports Network. And as the great Coach Edward Lipscomb will always say, we got a team, by golly. We'll see you on the other side.
Prayers to Stamps family.